What is up? This is Tim from Madden University. I'm introducing a new channel or a new playlist where I'm going to do a brief overview of each promo. Now, I know you've seen this a lot, but I'm going to give my opinions, and hopefully it's satisfyingly different than other players you watch do this. So, the first person we're going to look at is this Carson Wentz. So far, the Carson Wentz doesn't look too bad. As he'll eventually go down to becoming a budget player if he's not already one. I like his traits. He has balanced QB style with the ability to run, which means he can run quarterback option plays pretty effectively. He throws tight spiral, yes. You want that in your quarterback, otherwise you're going to be like Big Ben and throw ducks all the time. Senses pressure ideal. This is a must-have in QBs. If you don't have sense pressure ideal, you're going to sail a lot of your passes. You're going to miss a lot of them. That's why Mike Vick and Brett Favre have so many issues with some people. Even though the gunslinger is amazing, they just can't deal with missed plays. Throws ball away, no, doesn't matter. Forces passes. Now, I'm not sure how much this affects the game. Forces passes aggressive. From what I've read, this trait means that a player would with this will throw the ball even if it's into like a guaranteed pick. If they had ideal or conservative, they may hold on to the ball and not let you throw it. Clutch, no, that's concerning. But at quarterback, I don't feel clutch is that big of a deal. The only time it plays a big part is if you're about to get sacked, your quarterback might escape the sack a little bit better. So here's the stats: 93 throw power, 92 throw short, 92 throw mid, 88 throw deep. Throw on the run is 93, so that's pretty good. 90 play action is really good. 84 speed and 88 acceleration is something you should keep in mind. His carrying is 77. As far as I know, that's one of the highest ones for a quarterback. Juke 80, you're not going to juke with a quarterback. Unless you're using Vic or like Russell Wilson, don't juke with your quarterback. It's just dumb. So yeah, this is a pretty decent card. It comes with identifier and chain mover. So if we click on this and see what the chain mover does, it doesn't really get him to... I'm not sure if there's a threshold for throwing, but 94 is not that big of an increase if you really think about it. But identifier is really cool, so if you had an O-line that didn't have an identifier, you can go ahead and use this QB. I would prefer him to have conductor, but that's just me. So let's move on to Ezekiel Elliott. That's Anthony Jacobich. That's Buffalo Wild Wings. Alright, so Ezekiel Elliott, the man himself. I wish one of his cards would have got that picture or that video or whatever with him just eating really fast. That would have been pretty interesting to see. So he comes base pretty much tier 1 for both Dallas and Ankle Breaker, which means his elusiveness is... he has a really good skill set. If you're going to use this card, you have to get tier 2 Ankle Breaker. 95 agility is a threshold. I think it's been confirmed by a couple of testers. 94 speed, 95 agility, that's just amazing. 94 elusive, you wish it would be 95 or 96, but you can only live with what you got. So most people are going to have Dallas O-line chem if you're using Elliott, so let's be real. Carrying doesn't matter. The juke's nice. This is a really solid running back. So when we look at stats, brace versus medium hitters is a pretty good one. As far as I know, Gut Fox has actually talked about it a lot, where if they have brace for medium hitters, they're actually going to try and break the tackle a little bit more. So that's a good thing to have in a 94 speed home run hitting back. Fights for extra yards is very good. You always want that in your running back. That gives you the tackle battles. Makes rat catches. There's not many running backs with a yes on this, so keep that in mind. The other catching stats don't matter that much. Drops open passes, no, that's pretty good. High motor, yes. That's really good. That means he's going to play through his stamina drain. So he will still have a stamina drain, but this will make him play a little bit better. Sideline catches, no. That sucks, but most running backs aren't going to be catching those. Jordan Howard, or should I say Pocket Hercules, or what? No, that was the Buccaneers player. Let's call him Pocket Thor. I don't care. So this card's amazing. Look at this. So he has battle ready. That's great to start with. His trucking is at 95. If we tier 2 that, 97 is just insane. And then he has 91 stiff arm. So if you're one of the people that just uses battle ready to stiff arm, this card can do pretty well for you because he has the home run speed, and he has 97 truck. Now 92 speed isn't necessarily home run speed, but it's good enough. So let's look at these next ones. So we got clutch now, whatever. That's a good guts versus medium hitters. That's great. He got fights for extra yards. That's really great, especially with battle ready. Makes aggressive catch, and all these catch stats are okay. I mean, it's not okay to have no on all of them, but drops open passes, of course, you want no. So this is a good one. High motor, yes, that's great. That means he's gonna play well. His weight's 230, and Derrick Henry and Blunt are only in like 235 or 238. So that means he's going to be about as big as a bruiser as those two. He probably won't get the same animations as Blunt, but I don't think anyone else does except for Lynch. But this is a great card overall. I really like it. Look, decent catching. So yeah, that's a card you should look at. So this fullback came out. When he's fully chemmed, he's a 99 fullback, which doesn't matter to me, but some people care about that a lot. So if you somehow got all his tiered cams up, he would be a really good run blocker and everything. I don't particularly care about this card, in all honesty. I would rather just spend on a cheaper fullback. I think I've been spoiled by Ultimate Legend Gold Chem Max Strong. The card's just amazing. I'm going to do a Budget Beast video on him. Alright, so fights for extra yards is yes. That's a really good one. Especially if you're going to do short yardage runs. For fullbacks, I would really want Rack Catch, yes, but I don't think there's really any that can. That's why I probably sub a tight end more than I thought I would this year. And yeah, that's really all you can say about this card. Alright, so Michael Thomas and Sterling Shepard. So let's wait for these to load. Alright, so Michael Thomas. He has Playmaker and Route Runner. So Playmaker's it's an okay chem. I don't use it. I'm not really a Playmaker person. This card's greatest stat right here, 96 acceleration when route running is all the way up. I'm not sure if that's a threshold, but that must mean he gets open fast. Like, there's just no way to guard this guy, especially, let's see, where's his release at? Did not put his release on here? Where did that go? Am I crazy? Where's it at? Well, there should be a release. Maybe it's in the full ratings. Let's check that. Alright, so offense. 87 release. So, yeah, he'll beat press pretty well. Yeah, it's just a good card overall. 6'3". I mean, what can you ask more from your wide receiver than to be average? Route running tier 2 doesn't really help him that much except for getting him to 96 acceleration, so that's really the only thing you're going to be looking at him for. He had okay traits, so I won't worry about him. This card is Sterling Shepard. Comes with a base New York Giants offense chem, so that's pretty decent. He's a well-rounded receiver. That's really all you can say about him. If you've got him maxed cammed, nothing else changes. As for his traits, you pretty much want clutch, yes. Medium hitters, fights for extra yards, yes. Makes aggressive catches, yes. You want pretty much the rest of these to be the good ones for a receiver, because receivers are going to be all over the field. So if you have a rack catch no, and you have a guy on scramble rules, and he drops it, you're just gonna like want to break your controller. So I just keep it in mind. Like, he doesn't have bad traits necessarily. I mean, it sucks he doesn't have aggressive catch, but I mean, you're not gonna aggressive catch with a 5'10" receiver with decent after the catch traits. So I wouldn't pick him up. He might end up being a budget beast. I don't know. Hunter Henry. Now this is a card that is probably going to end up worth your coin. I think his price is going to settle around 30K. We'll see. Let's look at him chemmed up. I love mobile blocker because that's +2 speed. I wish he got to the 90, but this card can do some damage. 95 catch in traffic. He's not going to drop a thing. Like, I mean, of course he is, because this year sucks, but in theory, he shouldn't drop anything that he gets hit. And with 89 speed at tight end, he's going to hit the seams so well, like you won't even believe it. These blocking routes, 85 for run block is just great. Like, there's not much you can ask for a run block except be over 80, and he has 85, so that's a good card. I wish his after the catch stats were better, but you know, Vernon Davis is just a kind of a spoiler when it comes to tight ends. But this is a great tight end, 6'5". If you put him in the slot, you have a jump ball receiver, so it's a really good card. So let's just take a quick look at all these linemen. None of them are really worth your time. So maybe this one because he has mobile blocker and bruising back. But other than that, this card has identifier, but it's so easy to get identifier now. Just get the other Jack Conklin, like the team of the year one. This one is not worth it. So now finally, this Will Lutz. He has clutch kicker and focus kicker at the same time, which is great. He's basically just going to end up being a much cheaper version of the team of the year Anna Vinatieri. So yeah, like, keep him in mind when you want a new kicker, because that focus kicker is just a must-have, and clutch kicker is nice. Like, I'm forced into using Justin Tucker because he's a Nat card, but I'd rather have focus kicker, trust me. Alright, so that's been the overview for all rookie offense program. So have a good day, and this has been Tim from Madden University.